This new EggWarlock is actually super strong right now, even though the stats right now are not exactly supporting it, but I have a feeling a lot of people are playing it a little bit too greedy than they're supposed to, so I really hope this guide actually helps you realize how you could be playing this deck to its full potential. Hope you enjoy the guide, and if you do, you know what to do, but now let's check out the deck.
You are not prepared!
Here's the deck I played, and it's actually looking pretty strong, and we do obviously have the newly buffed Egg of Kelos, which is getting broken all sorts of different ways with things like Drain Soul, Corpuscles, Conflagrate, Hellfire, so it is actually pretty easy to crack that egg open nice and quick, and you also have Eliza to give it attack, and you could be giving it attack with things like Elise as well, and you could even copy it like that. The usual way you win with this deck is when you actually crack out several eggs over and over again, and get yourself a bunch of 20/20s, even as soon as turn 5 or 6 if you're really efficient with it, and you get to have yourself all sorts of different copies with the help of things like Eternal Layover, with Elise, and heck, even with things like Cubicle and Endbringer Umbra, which is basically a safety net if the opponent has some kind of really hard removal against you. You could actually bring back all of those Death Rattle eggs in different stages with the help of Umbra. Going through the cards, we do have Kris Catacombs, with which you could be finding yourself important things, and with this deck you really want to find yourself the egg, and that is why we also have a Holy Egg Bearer, so it can draw you your only 0 attack minion, which would be the egg obviously. So with Kris Catacombs you could be fishing for your stuff as soon as turn 2 or 3. Turn 3 probably safest, but even on turn 2 you could find yourself a Holy Egg Bearer. And if push comes to shove, if you just don't get yourself what you're looking for, you might even pick yourself a card that you do believe is not going to be that amazing for you in that matchup. So instead of it clogging up your hand, you could just burn it through your deck without any consequence, and you still tried your luck at getting yourself the important stuff. Just make sure to be looking for stuff with this card when you actually have enough mana to be playing that important stuff. Conflagrate, a lot of the time you will be using on your own egg, this way you get to crack it further and also get yourself extra cards, but you could also use it against the opponent's stuff if he is pressuring you with something important. Couple of consumes are going to be great ways for you to be healing back a little, and you could be using those on your Ultralisk Caverns. Be careful not to accidentally use it on your Elise the Navigator location, however, because that can happen. And in some cases it might be the valid play as long as it makes you live instead of die, but be careful if you have both locations. The one you want to be using this thing on is the one with the Death Rattle. Technically Elise can also have Death Rattle though, so be careful. Corpuscles are going to be great for you to finish off the opponent. You could again use it on your own eggs to crack it out. You could be using it on opponents, and heck, you could even use it without having corpses. If the going gets tough, you need to be doing what you need to. Corpuscle is not the most important card in your deck, but it would be nice if you keep on recycling it still. Drain Soul is one of your few ways of actually healing with this deck, and you could again be using this on your own egg if the matchup is slow. Eat the Imp is an amazing way to actually crack out your egg further and also draw yourself tons of cards, which is super good. Holy Egg Bearer, like I said, the only reason this guy's in here is so you can find yourself the egg. 2 copies might feel a little bit too much, but that's how important the egg is for your game plan. Dissolving uses a single copy in here, and with this guy you basically eat yourself one of the big men, so that even if the opponent does have hard removal, you're gonna have a hard face slapper in your hand, and as long as something sticks on the board, and let's face it, it will, you have tons of Death Rattly eggs, you should be able to connect face for that 20+ damage. Hellfires are another excellent way of controlling the board, as well as controlling your own eggs and delete them. Single copy of Nidus Worms is gonna help you get your locations and consumes nice and quick, and also the discount you get from it is pretty cool. Getting yourself 0 mana consume, 2 mana location definitely ain't no joke. The egg is super busted, and how you want to be maximizing with this thing is you actually kind of want to have yourself different stages of cracked eggs on the board, so that if the opponent does indeed have some kind of really hard removal, they're not going to be able to actually crack all eggs out and then hard removal you with, let's say, a Brawl, Twisting Nether, or whatever the hell people use now as hard removal. Technically, you also have hard removal with Eternal Layover, so that can be pretty busted on already all cracked eggs. So always try to have yourself different stages of cracked eggs if you are worried about some really hard removal. The Ultralisk Caverns are pretty nice, giving you extra AoE damage for the opponent, and also the 8/8s you could be getting out of them are pretty neat. And this is another great way for you to actually be healing with Consume, which could be huge. And also don't forget you have yourself some other Dark Marrow in here, with which you could get yourself a couple of 8/8s instead of a single. Same can be said with the Egg of Kelos, by the way. You could be getting yourself extra copies with some other Dark Marrow, with Eternal Layover, with the Cubicle, with Elise. Sky is the limit. You can actually fill your board with plenty of eggs, but actually don't overdo it, guys. You don't want to board lock yourself with a bunch of eggs, especially if you already haven't played yourself Elise, because if that's the case, you won't be able actually play something important on the board. Elise, mainly you're going to be using for extra copies, usually for a 1 mana location, but if you have enough mana, in some cases you could also try your luck with a 5 mana location, especially if you're looking for the +2 damage. If you have a full board of harmless eggs, maybe you should choose violence with them and actually give them +2 on everything. That can be pretty huge. Elise can be super busted, and you could get greedy with her as well, giving her Eternal Layover, and also if the opponent does play Elise against you, probably would be a good idea for you to trade it before he does something nasty like Eternal Layover, like a Layover, like a Cubicle, like basically anything you would do to an egg you could also do to Elise, but obviously the egg takes priority. With Eternal Layover, this will instantly give you 2 copies of an egg, which is pretty awesome, and that is actually going to be different stages of the egg as well, which is pretty cool. Again, you could be using it on Elise, which could be nasty, and if you do combo it off with Summoner Dark Marrow, you're actually gonna get yourself even extra copies, not because of the Reborn, but because of the Death Rattle triggering twice. Cubicle is also pretty cool, used on egg would be best, and try to be using it on somewhat cracked eggs already, because if you use it on a fresh egg, it's gonna be a long while till the Cubicle stuff actually starts popping out, so if you can, try to crack the egg at least 2 or 3 times before you start actually getting yourself extra copies, because if you fill your board with a lot of not cracked eggs, it's not going to be very easy for you to start doing cracked things. Bob the Bartender can be amazing to buy yourself extra turns, especially against things like Quest Warlock, and that is usually how you're going to be using this guy. And Bringer Umbra, we didn't get to play her a single time, but it's obvious she would be a great refill tool for you. If the opponent somehow manages to clear all of your eggs and 20s, you will be able to actually fill the board with a bunch of more 20s or more eggs in all sorts of different stages, so that can be nasty. We also have a Ziliax in here with the Twin Plus Perfect module for a little bit of extra healing, but usually it does really come down to that. And last but not least, we have a single copy of a Table Flip, which could be important against opponents, but it doesn't crack your own eggs, so it's not that hot. For the matchups, this particular version doesn't have that much matchups just yet. Here is a similar variant that is running weird things like Drain Soul, Extra Nidus, and Kerrigan. I'm pretty sure this deck is a lot worse in performance, so I would advise you to try the one I'm talking about right now, but since we don't have anything better to show, here's what the matchups are looking like with this not ideal deck. And Fast Demon Hunter decks definitely are not gonna be your friend. I did face one and he did steamroll me. Protoss Mage could be a bitch. Quest Pally apparently is also quick as fuck. Protoss Priest can be a problem. The rest not so hot. I'm not sure why Protoss Priest would be this bad, by the way. Like, I guess they could be stealing your 2020 with the help of Chill and Vol'jin, but I do believe if you have yourself a bunch of taunts at the same time, that is not gonna be a very valid play for them, so I do believe you should be having much better stats with the list I'm showing you. For the mulligan, going first and second, getting yourself the egg would be the name of the game. If you already have the egg, you could still consider holding on the Holy Egg Bearer instead of the egg and just doing this on 2 so you can fan out the deck nicely. Nidus Worms is not a bad key, but it's no egg. Elise could be great, especially if you already have the egg. Eat Them can be great if you have the egg as well. Elise can be a consideration. And honestly, Cursed Catacombs is not the worst, especially if you don't have the egg. Play this on turn 3 and you probably will have a way to get the egg. On the coin, the situation should be pretty similar. Again, name of the game is find the egg nice and quick. Depending on the matchup, you might also consider some removal, like Hellfires and such, especially if you're against Pallies. All around, that's it for the deck. Far from the cheapest out of the lot, but it is definitely pretty fun, and the legendaries you have from here are mostly actually core pieces. Ziliax everybody should have, and that is considered as 2 legendaries in here, by the way. Umbra you should have, same with Bob. So the only niche legendaries here would be Summoner Dark Marrow and Elise. The egg is from the mini set, and Elise everybody should have, so all around it's not as expensive as it looks, guys. As long as you've played Hearthstone for a year or 2, I think you should be able to actually craft something very similar to this. So I hope you found the guide helpful. If you did, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. So now, let's check out some of my games on my road back to top 1000 Legend with it. Hope you enjoy. Okay, you can play that game. Rebecca. Alrighty then. In the rear with the gear, that's what he said. Okay, the Catacombs might be interesting to find ourselves the egg. Ultralisk Caverns, is that even worth? We do have ourselves Nidus Worms, just a single though, so still kind of worth it probably. I'm gonna hold on to it. We are learning. These are learning times. Okay, not gonna be using that. People have been playing the shit out of this deck, and not to great success, it seems. I don't know if they're not getting it, or I'm not getting it, but somebody's gonna be getting it. Seems like location was not such a bright keep. Let's see if I can find me an egg. An egg. I could actually do this, but I'd rather just get the egg. So we can actually play it right about now. Feel good about it. We are against Questlock. Not sure how I feel about that. I think okay. Not a mirror match. Not again. Okay. Okay, he got a freezing or ice trap in there, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. This thing should be empty right about now, innit? I'll put down Eliza. If he don't do shit with it, I might actually cubicle on it. But I'll probably just cubicle on the egg. Say maybe he tries just a freezer or some. Okay, in that case I'm a cubicle egg. But I will not be attacking, because freezing trap could be a bitch. You got Giga lucky there with this. He's not very smart the way he did it. Feels like there's a nice trap in there, huh? Should I just bloody hellfire this? I don't see why I wouldn't. See if I can get myself this. If it's a nice trap, so be it. It's not a nice trap. Let's crack a little bit further. Next turn with the Carnivorous Cubicle, we're gonna get ourselves quite the cracked eggs. Hey, how's it going, Mechanical? It's been a while, my guy. How you been? How you doing? How's life? Hope you're having a wonderful time, my guy. How you doing? How you doing? It's been a long while. Back to League? Oh no. Oh no. Why though? Okay, I can actually... Technically I can't. Freezing Trap is still a bitch. I was gonna say I can attack there, but I can't. Alas, it's all ass. Wish I could. And that freezing trap, the stupid frost elementals definitely gave him a ton. Gave him a ton. It do be like that, Mechanico. Do be like that. Let's do this, but it ain't great. Gets the business nice and quick. Wish there was a taunt in there. Alas, no such luck. very, very close to Pepsi Max here. That's nice. That's as good as it can get. Okay. Do you need to slap with this? Video JV Mies with the rate of party of 12. Thank you very much, Video. How are you doing? Haven't seen you around these here parts before. I'm glad to have you on my side. Okay, that is a big man. Let me start using this thing up, and let me do this thing. Gotta do the good old suck. 2020's crazy. Yeah, it's turn 7. We are a little bit on the late side here. Late bloomers. Yeah, Hearthstone's changed, bro. Let's see if we can manage, though. Don't rush me. Doesn't rush me. Okay. Keeps on blasting that ass. I can board lock him here. Okay, let's board log that ass. Corp Askel. Corp Askel. This thing draws literally nothing. Should I draw a card? It could give me extra consume for next turn. I'm not dead. Famous last words. I'm gonna tap that ass. Okay, next turn we can do that. He has exactly Corpsicle Hellfire. Corpsicle we dead, but shouldn't. Right now I could have lethal. By could I mean should. Ain't that lethal? Hold the phone, por favor. I am pretty slow at math, not gonna lie. There you go. Easy, right? All we have to do is butt clench for our dear life there. That's all you gotta do, guys. That's all you gotta do. Just gotta clench that butt. That butt ain't gonna clench itself. That's the Dick Knight. Let's see that then. Let's dick him down.
My plans are coming to fruition.
Okay, that's one way of getting it. Yeah, I really don't know what they're up to at this point, Avoids. And at this point, I'm too afraid to ask for real, for real. For real, for real. This is after everybody and their grandmother told Blizz we need some absolute huge changes, but Blizzard knows best, guys. Only Blizzard can dig their own grave. We all talk about all of these Blizzard Hearthstone killers throughout the years and how Arcane was supposed to kill Hearthstone, how Snap was supposed to kill Hearthstone. Only Hearthstone can kill Hearthstone, and it's gonna do a bang-up job at the end, guys. Trust this shit. They know what they're doing. The Hearthstone killer is out, and it was here all along. It was here all alone, guys. Okay. I'ma eat that shit for now. That ain't bad at all. Could just stab that ass here. Okay. Yeah.
I remember this place well.
Let's draw me a card. Let's just do this. If he allows next turn, I could lay over. Probably wouldn't. But next turn layover into layover is gonna give me a grand total of 3x, so that's pretty cool. Oh, he's gonna be sad if he don't trade. Oh, he's gonna be sad. He's gonna be sad. Sad times right there. Not gonna be a very happy bunny, is he? Could just drop this. Do I care for any of the 2-drops? Not really. Let me just get this out. Be nice and tokeny. Kibble left Hearthstone? I don't know. He was here last time I checked. Okay, he gonna learn now. I'd rather crack these even closer, right? Should I keep him in different crack states so he can't do nasty? I think I'd do different crack states. Okay. See how you like them apples, Chief. I guess. Oh well. Definitely not a red flag for Hearthstone, I can tell you that much. Everything is fine, despite everything being on fire. Do be like that. Okay, we can actually clap with the 22 twice now. Way things are. He's gonna start cracking it out, but it is all for naught. Okay, it's not OTKing, but it's still very close to it. I need 5 mana anyway, so right now I have +3 tops. Let's do this to the not so cracked one. I'm actually gonna crack this one out. Alrighty then. What's it gonna be, Booty Hole Man? That was not a very bad burn. Not a very good one either. Okay, he is setting up some shit. And this is why I did not want to have my eggs on the same crack level, so I can actually have some left afterwards. Problem is, this one is not gonna be ready for the big boy, but this is one-off lethal as it stands. And with a couple of these, surely we can find it. And we did. We did, chat. Got him good. Eggs are eaten good tonight. When the omelets attack.
All shall tremble. My plans are coming to fruition.
Okay. Another warlock. Try like that. Breakfast time. Another questicle man. I don't even know anymore, Mechanico. Shit stopped working. You got scammed, bruh. Just got pranked, son. Okay, we got several ways of cracking that ass. Gonna do the good old ass cracking that ass.
One shot.
It would be lovely if we find ourselves Eternal Layover.
Nice to meet you.
Turn 4 quest completed. Kinda scared, but not that much damage on my mouth, so I got that going for me, which is nice. Okay, these catacombs could give me a layover. Do have a couple of things left in the night ass. Not a huge fan of that play though. Not layover. I don't care about either of these, so I'd rather burn this with temporary. At least kinda cute. Let me drop that then. A bit on the slow side, but it could be worth. The Eternal Layover plays hard to get though. I'm gonna go with one man. Copy is good. Would have been nice if we also got +1s, but it is what it is. Okay.
I'm not afraid of the dark.
No layover whatsoever, huh? Ass production could be good. If I get layover out of that, that'd be real nasty. Let's try. The fuck I will. Double consume ain't the worst though. Well, let's go ahead and do this. Fuck that egg in particular. Could have been worse, I guess. Imagine if I eat my Elise location though. That'd be dumb. Yeah, you know it, Alex. How's it going? How you doing? How you doing? Ah, what do you mean I'm playing the buffed egg? What do you mean? What do you mean, step bro? There it is. It's right there. Okay, next turn I can lock him out with Boob again. Slow him down and whatnot. Buy myself a little bit of turnage. Liza's in the hoose. Let's go ahead and do this. Just freeze that S. And I'm also thinking about still eating that. Actually, what the fuck am I thinking about? I don't have the mana right now. Next turn I will. I'm gonna leave this egg like this, question mark. Next turn maybe I can crack some like that. No, I'm just gonna do this right now. I will have the Hellfire anyway. Definitely one of the patches of all time, guys. Certified patch of all time right there. Certified patch of all times.
Another snap.
Got an extra corpsicle out of that, that's nasty. But what's also nasty is what I'm about to do to this man's. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Ain't this lethal? Ain't this lethal?
So many possibilities.
It's lethal, ain't it? It's so bad. How the fuck am I gonna do lethal with not having this played already? Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Let's go like this.
I'm not rooting for you.
Let me just get this out. Let me just unzip that real quick, shall I? Let me just quickly relieve myself off my trousers on that egg. Okay, gets a double charger. Still has to sink 20 in that. Good luck. Dissolved, yeah. Carnivorous cubicled. I'm old-fashioned.
Sup. For once I actually climbed all the way
Sup.
with one of your decks. By the way, guess whose birthday it is? I am 39 years young today.
Hey, happy birthday, man. Thank you very much for the gift, then. And weren't I supposed to give you something instead of you giving me some? Thanks a lot, bud. Happy birthday to you, brother. Happy 39's over there. Okay, this guy's done. I'm no done expert, but this guy looks done over and easy. Pretty done if I ever saw one. Dude's that on board. Easy. Yeah, close enough. It's something, it's something. Which one did you use? Think it was a Death Knight, wasn't it? Looked like a Death Knight to me. Another Warlock. Nothing but Warlocks, huh?
My plans are coming to fruition.
Let's try like this. It's not ideal, but it's definitely above par. Got the egg already. Not bad. Quite the curve we got there. Hey, what armor guy you doing this? Imagine if the file was still in the game, by the way, that'd be hilarious. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Sure, and I could try for Eternal Layover if the board remains. If it don't, so far it looks like it's a mirror, by the way, for anybody keeping track. You can play that game, but I don't want to be destroying that. No layover less. I don't care about consume much. No, I don't care about table flip, actually. Let me go ahead and kill his, so we can attack once, and do this. Shit. Alrighty then. He could give me a bunch of cards here. Okay, that's mildly annoying now that you said it. 0 to 60 real fucking fast, don't it? I don't have myself a bloody Hellfire. It'd be a lot cooler if I did. Bartender Boob. Bartender Boobasaur. Could grab that, you know. Set up for a bloody Hellfire real soon. Could go Eternal Layover here, but I don't think he's gonna be happy with the result. The result might shock him. Yeah, kind of fun like that. Kind of fun. Okay. Could fill the board with a bunch of eggs right about now. I don't think I should, though. Where that bloody Hellfire at, fam? Can kill a couple of these, I guess. Bloody Hellfire, I'm missing an action, though.
So many possibilities. Almost out of time. I'm not rooting for you. I can't turn this around. Go.
Rather do this for now. Crack that ass again. Let's see how that feel. I decided to leave the bigger damage instead of the other guy, because the other guy could do some nasty I'm not smart enough to figure out right now. But I'm pretty sure he can't do all that much with a 9-1. Next turn with Eternal Layover, I can Eternal Layover. Yeah, the 2-mana 1/2. Poor bastard had the egg all along, but he just doesn't have the time to do it. What are you looking for, Stub, bro? Cool thing about Umbra is she's basically like a safety net if the opponent clears your board. You can just fill the board with a bunch of eggs after that, too. Should I just Eternal Layover, or should I also put Dark Marrow? Wouldn't that be too much? Feels too much. I'm just gonna do this, and I'm also gonna grab myself this 20. Not that this guy has a way to deal with it, but the best he can do right now is bob this board and I don't know, I think I'd still rather just have this in hand. Don't want to be facing the first Warlock that runs some actual hard removal against me, you know. 20 plus a couple of Corpsicles means a single egg living is him dying, so how's that gonna work out for him? I think we win this one, fam. I think we win this one. Eggs Benedict this. He's gonna get Eggs Benedict down. Is he gonna... No, I have no idea what he's gonna... Like, there's nothing he can gonna and feel good about it. Like, Bob? I guess he might bob into some kind of hard clear next turn, but what is this hard clear you speak of? Okay, that is actually a hard clear. Shit, man, he actually managed, damn. Okay. Now the way we won would be with Endbringer Umbra, I guess. I don't know, I guess I should have trusted the egg on board, huh? I could also get a couple of 8/8s right about now. Ain't that better? Ain't that better? Think I'ma do that. Just do this, or actually, nah, fuck that. Let's do this. Start spanking that ass. If one of these lives, he ain't. You win this one. But no, if we didn't eat that 2020 last turn, he would have actually cleared the whole thing. So it was actually smart what I did. I didn't know why I did it at the time, but yeah, obvious you can use Eternal Layover location like that. That is a card removal indeed. Yeah, you know it, Jan. New meta as fuck. Okay, enough of these. There we go. You had enough, buddy? There's that silly X. It's not killing, but kinda denies me. I can Zilly X back. Gonna return to sender. If I top deck damage, like Hellfire or Conflagrate, is Conflagrate enough? Yup. Smack that ass. Boop. I booped his nose. Till there was no nose longer. There was no nose. No mo. Well, this Warlock deck definitely was fun, not gonna lie. Had a pretty good run with it too, like, seriously. It's kinda cute, it's kinda cute.